Welcome to my channel, Outside the Levees. I'm Jared Serenay, and today I'm fishing for spotted sea trout with Devin Denman. Commonly known as speckled trout along the Gulf Coast, this is arguably the most popular fish that anglers target. Curious to find out why, I teamed up with Devin Denman, who runs the Louisiana Fishing Blog and uses his platform to teach anglers all about coastal inshore fishing. Let's get it started. Spotted sea trout are a saltwater game fish that inhabit coastal waters from Texas all the way up to Cape Cod, Massachusetts. They prefer marshes and estuaries, and they're not actually a trout, but a member of the drum family. Spotted sea trout have elongated silvery bodies with black spots on their upper half. They can grow up to 40 inches long, but most anglers catch them in the 12 to 24 inch range. They are fine table fare and offer a wide range of preparation methods. Personally, I like to fish for them, but I'm not their biggest fan either. But I do know that they seem to be the most popular fish on the Gulf Coast to chase after. That's why I hit the water with my buddy Devin Denman to find out what makes them so special. You talk to a lot of people. What's the #1 fish they want to know about?
Oh gosh, speckled trout. I know that because that's what they ask about. It's what they go fishing for. It's what they post about in fish reports. But even in my own marketing and my business, I'll literally do like an A/B split test on like what image of a fish works better, an image of a speckled trout or an image of a redfish. And a speckled trout wins every day of the week. I think what makes speckled trout so popular is that there's a lot more of them. So people can get their quick dopamine hit with a speckled trout, put it in the cooler or release it, and then get their bait back out there, boom, catch another one. You know, you get on a really good speckled trout bite, you can catch 50, 75, 100 plus speckled trout in a day. And you get to repeat that process, that little nugget of joy of catching a fish over and over again. They don't pull too hard, but they're not exactly little sissy fish either.
There he is, right here. Oh, it sounds good. Nice. Oh, yeah.
All right, there he is. The rain got him biting, huh? That's my first keeper of the day. They really are a pretty fish. Very slimy though, but pretty.
Nice little trout, yeah.
Woohoo! That's it right there. Auto release. There's a little button on here, you press it, just comes on.
All right, we're not killing them, but we're getting a few. But like I said, this fish will drive a man crazy. Drive him to do dangerous, crazy things. So here we are on a Tuesday. Not ideal conditions. We've been in the same spot for almost an hour after this guy right here.
Hey, and we're just looking. We're just looking to see if they're here. We're trolling around, trying different spots, and we're coming away with good information. You can say that. This is information you can eat. Here in Louisiana, we have a lot of fish. Probably more speckled trout than they're gonna find anywhere on the Gulf Coast. But that population, not that like I'm an accredited school-trained biologist or anything like that, that population leans more towards the juvenile side, more towards the 12-inch, 13, 14-inch size. So when you catch a speckled trout that's a little bit bigger, that's considered to be a nice fish. A really good speckled trout is anything 20 inches or above.
So part of what Devin does is inform anglers about patterns and techniques. So that's what he's here really doing today is, yes, it's not an ideal day, certainly not an ideal time of year. This is a transitional time for these fish. They're not like all in one area like they can sometimes be. So he's got to come out here and think like, okay, I'm the average guy here on the weekend. What do I need to do to be successful? So that's what he's trying to do right now, is put this pattern together.
There we go. Now that's the target species we came for right there. That's target species there. That ain't no junk.
That's the one you want.
Beautiful little target species.
All right, another keeper. And one thing about these fish, most people, if it's able to be kept, they keep them. You don't see a lot of these getting thrown back just for sport.
Another nice one. Nice meaning it's not huge, but it's not so small you need to measure it either.
All right, so now we're finally getting on a good little bite.
And if we continue this bite, you'll get to see another reason why this fish is so popular. When they do group up, they group up pretty thick. So you can get in one spot and catch your limit, which is 25 per person, multiple people on the boat if you can get in them thick enough like this. It's like gets to a point where it's almost every cast.
Yeah, people for sure like catching other species like sheepshead, redfish, flounder, but if speckled trout weren't there to begin with, I just don't know if many people would be fishing.
As Louisiana's wetlands erode due to coastal land loss, habitat for speckled trout is going away with it. While yes, we do have a very robust speckled trout fishery, we won't be able to sustain current fish populations if we keep losing habitat at this rate. So much so that the state of Louisiana is taking a hard look at lowering the daily limit to 15 speckled trout per person. But we don't have to accept this natural and man-made land loss as indefinite. There are projects we can fund to begin restoring our coast and rebuilding speckled trout habitat. And this habitat has Gulf-wide impacts for speckled trout in other states too. To learn more about what can be done, visit my friends at Vanishing Paradise, vanishingparadise.org.
Oh, yes. Oh, nice. Perfect eating size speckled trout.
What is an eating size speckled trout? I heard you say that.
I don't know, like a 12 to 14 inch fish.
But what does that mean? What makes it eating size versus non?
They're, I guess for lack of a better way of putting it, their fillets are better. They tend to be fewer worms, not always, it depends on the time of year and where you're at. And their meat's just better. You get into the bigger fish, their meat's just gamier. But if you want to get a bunch of good eating speckled trout to fillet, you need to come to Louisiana and catch them. We got a bunch like this here.
And so that fish primarily pays your bills. Like what your thing is set up to do is.
Wow. Yeah, brilliant question. Yes, Louisiana people love this speckled trout probably more than anything. You know, I could go out and catch a whole bunch of redfish, sight fishing, have an overhead drone filming everything. It can look awesome. It can be some cinema grade stuff. Nobody cares. Go whack a bunch of these on underneath a popping cork. You'll set the internet on fire with it. So I don't know. Louisiana people really love eating size speckled trout.
Oh, I thought he was a catfish, man. Oh, that's a good one. Was that flipping with the boat?
All right, we're not crushing it, but putting them together.
Oh, we're not going home empty-handed. We can sit here and grind them out right here. Ah, he just bit my thumb. Did you get that? He got me.
You have a little bit of tooth going on now. That's him.
That's it right there, buddy. They go offshore and you really got to have electronics to get after them. I didn't figure that out until it was too late. Dude.
Trouty, trouty, trouty.
Dude, yes.
Good
yes.
trouty.
Oh, man, not getting skunked.
Good trouty.
And we are catching the fish on one of the catch.
All right, y'all, the Louisiana boy in me is officially coming out now. I'm on the trout. I'm starting to feel it. I'm starting to feel why everybody loves this fish so much. Trouty trout.
Like, ripped it 100 times and catch 25 fish. Oh, there he is.
Hell yes!
All right, let me see if I can.
Beautiful trout, bro. Look at this trout, son. Look at this trout, dude. Look at this trout,
oh, dude. Wow. Yeah, kick it in the cockpit. There you go.
It's a monster. All right, y'all. I don't know if it's like coming across as big or not, but this is a big one. I'm gonna measure it and see. Not 20, not quite 20. Very close to 20.
Wow.
Big, beautiful trout, y'all.
Nice.
That's as pretty as they come.
Yes, it is.
Anything bigger than that, like I wouldn't keep. I'm gonna keep that one because I still feel like I can make it taste good, but bigger than that, we'd throw back. Plus, we're gonna take some pictures with it. And I don't like to keep them out the water too long if I'm putting them back. So. All right, y'all, well, this right here is the reason I believe speckled trout is the most popular fish in Louisiana. So let's head back to the house and get cooking. All right, I got my trout all cleaned out, and I'm gonna do just a simple little recipe. This is sort of like a Tex-Mex inspired bowl. We're gonna just take a bowl and put a bunch of ingredients in it. But to do that, you're gonna need some black beans, some shredded lettuce, some corn, a couple limes, cilantro. I got this good little cilantro avocado dressing, some tortilla strips, and a good fajita seasoning. I like Bistec Mafia by Pork Mafia. You're also gonna need some fried plantains, which I did beforehand. I'm gonna go ahead and season my fish. All of Pork Mafia seasonings, you don't need to use it a lot, so you just kind of have to test your own seasoning and see. But I don't overdo it when I use Pork Mafia seasonings. All right, I'm doing most of the cooking outside. It's gonna create a lot of smoke, so go ahead and do it outside if you can. I just put my cast iron on the grill, got it good and hot. I'm gonna drop my corn and my beans in together. We wanna get that good and roasted. That's what you wanna hear when you're doing it. Get that with a little fajita seasoning. And some lime. Cook it on high heat. You gotta keep it moving. That's gonna roast that corn real nice. So cook it, go ahead and cook all this on high heat. All right, so my beans and corn went for about 10 minutes now. It's time to drop my fish. That's what you wanna hear every time. If you don't hear that, it ain't hot enough. Got this little rack in my way, so I'm gonna have to kind of set them and then maybe slide them over to the back. There we go. That'll be enough for the first shift. I'm just gonna grill those until they're blackened on each side. All right, and that's what you're going for. Once you get one side looking like that, just go ahead and flip it, get it to the other side, and that's it. At a high heat, this should take about maybe 12 minutes. So 6 on either side, or maybe 8 on one side, 4 on the other. All right, so I cooked up my corn and beans. I cooked up my fish. I do want to go ahead and add one more half lime to this. Get some moisture back in here. Man, my limes were skimpy this go around, but that should be enough. So just get some lime juice in there. Try to weten that back up a little bit. All right, so like I said, this is a bowl. Once you get everything in there, you can mix it up, do it however you want to do it, but the basic premise is that it's sort of a Tex-Mex bowl using our trout that we caught. I'm gonna get a good handful of lettuce and cilantro. I took that whole bunch of cilantro and put it in here with that lettuce. I like a lot of cilantro. Then we'll go with a nice big scoop of beans and corn. Probably a little bit more than that. Beautiful. Some tortilla strips all in there. Beautiful, beautiful. Some fish on top. It's a good little piece. Then remember, this is that cilantro avocado dressing. And I added a little water just to make it saucier, so that it's just a little bit thinner. Put as much of that as you want or don't want. And then I like to just add some fried plantains to the bowl just so I have something to munch on while I'm eating. And that is it, my friends. I mean, you can't hardly mess up a trout. This is really just almost overdoing it, you know, so let's give it a try. You definitely don't have to do all this to a trout. You could literally lay it in a pan with some butter, salt and pepper, and it would be delicious. Very good. Very, very good. Alright, so at this point, if you haven't already, go ahead and subscribe, click the like button, click the bell so you know when we put out more. Also, I got some new merch in the store. Go check that out too, and we'll see y'all soon.